Tim Carter from AskTheBuilder.com, and I'm inside a brand new home where I just last week finished installing the rough plumbing, waste, and vent pipes for the home, but I helped the homeowner do a little bit of the design and tips and tricks as he built his home, and I want to show you one that a lot of people don't know about and they forget when they build new homes. Watch this, you're going to love it. Okay, you're looking at an exterior wall inside this house, and I'm sorry, but that's what happens. You know, you're looking at the window and you get blasted out by the light. But here is an exterior wall, but here's something kind of interesting. Let's look down at the floor. Here's where an interior wall right here comes up and touches up against the outside wall. Well, most carpenters, what they would do is they would make this wall touch tightly against the outside wall, and I think that's a mistake. Here's why. What I told the homeowner to do here is to keep all of these interior walls 3/4 of an inch away from the outside walls so that you could slide both the vapor barrier and you can put the drywall, run it continuous along these outside walls. Here, watch what I'm talking about. Here's a piece of cardboard, and just imagine that this cardboard here is a piece of drywall. Now watch what happens. When the drywall finishers go to put the drywall up here in this house, you know, it's going to be able to run continuous through there. And it won't need any support because this stud right here, in other words, typically the framers would put in a stud right here and one on the other side of this 2x4. That just creates less space for insulation. But you don't need any corner support here because the drywall that's right here is no different than the drywall between these two studs, because this stud and this stud are 16 inches on center, and this stud, now I know there's the wall right there, but here's the next exterior stud, those are 16 on center. So this, even though it's a piece of cardboard, trust me, that's going to be a piece of drywall. That piece of drywall just runs all the way through and uninterrupted, makes it easier for the drywall installers, and it makes for a beautiful job. It also helps cut down on air infiltration leaks because you're able to run the continuous vapor barrier all the way around the entire house in one giant solid piece so that there's only one seam and one corner, you know, around the house. So this is just a simple little trick. I'll show you up here once again what it looks like. At the top plate, you can see that gap. And once again, the drywall finishers and the drywall hangers, they're going to be able to put up the drywall and run it through, you know, run it through this gap right here with no issue whatsoever. This is a trick that's used a lot in commercial construction and even in trailers when they build manufactured homes. So it's nothing that I invented, but a lot of rough carpenters, they overlook this really cool step to do when you're framing a new home. Okay, I hope you enjoyed that rough framing tip. It's a lot of carpenters don't know about it. Just remember, when you're building your new home, maybe it's a room addition, just keep that interior wall 3/4 of an inch away from the outside wall. Don't let the plates touch, and you're going to be in really good shape. And remember, tell your electrician he's not allowed to run cables around that corner because it'll interfere with the drywall. What the electricians do is if they have to go around the corner, they do it down in the basement or up in the attic. You know, in that area, but don't let them do it, you know, like they would normally, because it'll mess everything up. Okay, that's your rough framing tip of the day. I'm Tim Carter for AskTheBuilder.com. If you want to discover more home improvement tips, go to AskTheBuilder.com.